All right, guys, welcome to a new forecast. Sore throat. My, I'm just, I don't know what it is. I'm feeling kind of sick, but we're here, we're back, we're ready, most importantly, for a new week ahead. And let's dive into our new forecast. So what we can see is that last week on the back of news, believe, not quite sure, doesn't really matter. We pushed down further into these lows. I was hoping and expecting price to kind of price to come here. We knew that we had these areas above, but I don't know, I just felt like we were going down. I just followed this structure I had marked on, and guess what? Although it was a bit slow the first half of the year, we finally in July made our push down and we got changing market behavior where we had nice clean ranges. We now have strong pushes. That's only for the first week of July, first and second week of July. So it's not saying much yet about the third and fourth quarter, but for July, etc., you could maybe say let's focus on the most recent ranges now rather than the overall ranges as we push down quite aggressively on the XY, which means that we are pushing up quite aggressively on EU and we come into that support supportish zone, that support and resistance zone. You can see that we have quite some reactions from this level and it lines up perfectly with the 100 level of DXY. So, and now we can even see that first retracement on Friday sat back into the 100, but did nothing more than that, and we closed below that. So quite interesting is that as well. But for EU, coming into this area now, and we actually remove all this. And now it becomes really interesting because now we can look up high areas up here, which is what we're gonna do first. Then we're gonna mark up previous. Oh, we can do that already. So we got a previous weekly high up here. We got a previous weekly low down here. And for now, I can already say that I not really interested yet in those previous weekly lows as the momentum was quite strong to the upside. So for now, I would say focus on most recent structure. Now, where is most recent structure? Because there's not much most recent structure going on. This is very nice with those equals up here. So let me mark that out as well. It's probably previous daily high and low as well, but just in case. So that's the previous daily high, and then we put that to the downside. There you go. Yeah. So we came up here finally. And now what is of interest for us is where we are right now. So we can look where we're gonna react from. First thing I see over here is that we have a weekly POI sits up here, comes before the move down. There's some gaps here, so we're gonna investigate further, but that's the first thing I see right now. Other than that, longs from discount pricing over here, or longs from discount pricing in the most recent leg. But then what would be what would be your most recent leg? Because you see that we have this move to the upside here, but compared to this aggressive price action, this is quite correctional. So therefore, you might be want to be more careful over there. See a nice PI, but we're going to tap into that. So highest probability would be shorts as usual, as we are in a moving market, and usually during London we get the pushes up and down. Now there we have it. You have a daily supply zone. Daily supply zone. That's our first point of interest. If we look down there. Mm. So by the way, why I went to EU instantly is just because DXY we'll use it now because we broke the structure on the high time frame. We'll just use it now as our high time frame directions until we get more structure to play with on the low time frames for EU. Then we can also zoom in for DXY. Other than that, I would say wait a little bit. DXY. Don't go into much detail yet. That's just my view though. But yeah, you can see it's quite correctional here, building up that trend line. That one right from that one. Yeah, so if we just break it down. So forecast for this week, we are this line can go. We are above the key level. We are above old highs. We are closing into a daily supply zone. From this perspective, we can see that after we took this liquidity, we got that push down. We get it pushed down. Then we form structure, but this is still quite valid area where we can look for shorts. Now we still got previous daily high, previous weekly highs above. We ended the week with previous weekly highs here. So at the start of next week, we might see that instant push to the upside, take up previous daily highs, take up previous weekly highs during Asia, and then wait for bear structure to form. If that happens, we don't need to wait for Asia high to be taken. We can just look for shorts. For long areas, I don't know, bro. I always look for proper pricing, like proper discount, proper premium. Same way, if you look at all my shorts trade, they are based on structure. They're always from deep premium, or they're from like these kind of supply zones above all highs where internal range liquidity is taken, and then you get moved to the downside. So for longs, really, if you translate this long, this short into a long trade from somewhere here, it should be from below this liquidity from somewhere here, taking internal range liquidity, and then a nice long taking out old lows. Yeah. So I don't know if it's just my perspective. Maybe I'm just seeing it wrong, but if I'm just looking at this, I would say shorts are not high favorable, longs are high favorable because we have this area here. We broke through that key level, so now we want to see maybe a retest or people going long now. Those long traders get taken out somewhere. Long traders get taken out somewhere. And then we break down to the downside again, taking out the stops of the long traders. Then people start to short again. Then where do they target? What's this? Let's say they have a stop like this. They target maybe around here. But that will come after we break below. So then it will be something like this. Let's say they target 1 to 2. They might win a trade, and then people that target lower, they don't win a trade. Their stops get taken out at these highs as price then moves. So in this scenario, hold up, let me draw it out. We see that price came above that key level. We might now see price come into that supply zone, give a reaction here, induce more buyers into the market, buyers get taken out, and then we get the move long, taking out the short traders after that, really. That's a scenario that could play out. Now, for me, more importantly, is this 1 hour thingy that's going on over here. And it consists of previous weekly highs, previous daily highs. And for me, really important is I want to see something like this and then get that push to the downside. Get the early sellers, bearish break, continuation down. Now, another way to get that is like this. Early sellers, that break, and then that continuation down. Also quite valid. Early sellers over here, early sellers taken out, minor break, entry. Yeah. For the XY, what would that look like? You can see that we broke below this demand zone, so that's not really of interest anymore. Got the PY there. Not really interested in that. But our next area could be up here. So actually this high down to this low. Nice cluster of trades. At the same time, this is liquidity, but nice cluster of candles. PY. And we have a nice daily demand zone that lines up with the daily supply zone on EU. GU. Yeah, so what I'm looking at is, as I said, is shorts from above here. Longs, I'm not really confident in longs yet. Really need to see how price is reacting. We got some areas. Let's not forget about them. For the most recent structure, we have an area over here. That's basically it. You can see that on the 15. Took out that low, then gave that push to the upside. Nice long continuation. Already tapped in, but we can see that we have a nice 50-minute PY still inside there. That's quite valid. Of course, this is only most recent structure, not very high probability. See that we are building up liquidity to the downside right there. So might be cautious. I want to be cautious. Yeah. So EU shorts, GU, pretty much same story. We now entered that supply zone on the high time frame I was looking for. That's very nice, although it's quite correctional here. We didn't reach it above here, so that's interesting as well. Can extend this range. We know that we have that red range now. Bullish break. So we just look for discount pricing. And same here, this is like the first couple turnaround, slower movement. But other than that, it's nothing more than just a little slowdown in an overall strong push to the upside. So yeah, really quickly highs. And then there we got previously close. And we have that range in between the trade. And for GU, I would say same story pretty much. Wait for above here and then wait for a nice structure to form because of the strong push to the upside. I wouldn't force any 1 minute shorts. Well, maybe it depends on my mood tomorrow, of course. There's always like a human factor, but ideally, first day of the week, no rush. Do we have news this week? We do have news of week, of course, but when is the question? Uh, okay, we got that. We got ECB tomorrow morning. There's some cat news. Then we got retail sales in the afternoon. No permits. GBP, interesting. Do we have some GBP here? Nope. No. On Thursday, we've of course job claims, home sales, and on Friday we have retail sales and core retail sales for cat and GBP. So not that much high news, but we have some high news and medium news on EU. So just want to keep that in mind. That's all. Yeah. All right. So quickly run over it again. Shorts up here, ideally from this supply zone. Longs could be from here because this is the latest leg to the upside. If you look at the 1 hour, other than that, I would say just be patient and wait for deeper discounts. Just like we waited for price to come above all highs, we should wait for price to come below all lows before we look for longs, or at least into discount pricing before we look for longs. For GU, same story. Wait for the areas above here. This is just a first push in a very first move to the downside in a very bullish week to the upside. So might want to be careful with the shorts. Long wise, pretty much same story. You can see that we are building up some liquidity here. But we also know that we have nice area below that to long from, and this is also quite a valid area. Let me check. Yeah, just keeping that in mind. And then for DXY, follow the high time frame trend. We came into that key level. We broke bearish on the structure, so we want to see higher pricing now to reach premium pricing. If that is first to come inside this demand zone or instantly up, we don't know. We will see that during the week. So that's the forecast. It's a bit messy. I'm tired, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning on the pre-market analysis.